doesn't answer his own question, laughing mostly to himself instead.
Sorry, that's a little joke for you. Anyway. Oh no! Hey, ghouls! How's it going? This is Ryan Sierra, and we are back to playing Pairs. I'm Carmelita in disguise. This, sexy, creation is unfortunately not how she actually looks like, but hey, it's just my taste, doesn't matter. She's asking him how old he is. Why are you doing that? You never ask an old woman her age. Never ask an old woman her age. A man, his temper. A parent, the 16-digit card number on the back of their credit card. Old enough? So, you're one of the chocolate scrumptious, right, Ariadne?
I'm not really big on chocolate, actually, Mr. Z.
Whew, yawning sucks, huh? It stands for zipper.
I look at him, surprised. Really?
No, but I thought you were going to ask, so I was preempting. Just James is fine.
Jeez, he's good at this. It's almost like he's purposely trying to be difficult. My god, we totally didn't get this from his perspective. This is so fascinating. I just barely managed to resist groaning out loud. At least he gave me his name, even though it's on his name tag, and I know he enjoys his job. Or at least he likes chocolate. I also know he's old enough to run a pastry shop, and his last name isn't Zipper. So basically, I know nothing. I know absolutely nothing about him. He hasn't actually answered any of my questions so far, as much as skirted around them. Kind of like Ricardo does, now that I think about it.
Ooh.
Maybe I should just write the whole thing off? Push for something.
I don't wanna pick on James, but I also I feel like he is being a little cold. Like, goddamn, he's taking a note out of Hannah's book. But we know from his perspective that his life is relatively boring, minus dating the Nyan girl. But a lot of that is out of his control. I mean, he really is just kind of swept up in that. Oh, God. But maybe there is something interesting there about him dating the Nyan girl, as we know, from his perspective. Oh, God.
So, dating anyone?
Wow. We literally just did not do the most... Hate it when games are so, relevant to their own in-universe quandaries.
James's neutral expression darkens. He definitely doesn't look happy with me now. I power through the growing feeling of embarrassment and try again. I wasn't trying to make you feel bad. I mean, I'm not dating anyone, but I just think couples who work in bakeries are the cutest thing. That's really not good. And now it sounds like I'm flirting with them.
We're not hiring, and I'm not interested. If you don't know what you want, I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the line until you do know. Damn, because as you can see, they're so busy back there. Alright, so now we're back, and I'm just going back to, I'm gonna reload that and not make the dumb choice here, so give up on James.
I am so sorry. I thought I knew what I wanted, but you guys have way more options than I thought. Let me go see if my friend wants anything. I give up, deciding to go on the hunt for Ricardo instead.
Cool. Feel free to drop back if you figure out what you want. Great. Wonderful.
Glamour is leaned against the wall, looking as cool as an assorted number of cucumbers.
What the fuck? Welcome back, Ariadne. How'd it go?
Not so good. I'm pretty much where I started. He glances down at a street musician nearby and flashes him a slight smile before putting his arm around me and pulling away. I squint at the glimmer on his face and notice that he's not the older man I started the mission with. He looks like a teenager, maybe the same age as Ariadne. Once we're out of earshot, Ricardo speaks.
What happened in there?
I thought I was ready, but it was a disaster. I feel like I forgot everything I learned in advanced intrigue.
Just remember the main stuff. Start conversations, not objectives. Successful interactions start non-verbally. Make eye contact and smile.
He looks around to make sure we're secluded, then turns to me.
Would you rather look more like you? Not your real identity, but...
I know what he means. The glamour that resembles my parents. I nod. By the time I look down at my hands, I can see it's already done. He's gotten faster. Oh, he's gotten faster? Distracted, it takes me a moment to notice Ricardo's broad chest suddenly in front of... Wow, okay, it actually did get a little horny there. You want to open up your body language. Shoulders back, chest up, and raise your chin. The more confident you look, the more people will want to talk to you.
I try to follow his example and take a deep, shaky breath. He pushes back on my shoulder with one hand while pressuring the small of my back with his other hand, correcting my posture.
See what I mean?
Forcing my eyes up to his, I try to stay calm despite the feelings of his fingers burning their imprint into my skin.
Dog, you good? Why is he a lava monster? What is that?
Yeah.
Don't let these civilians make you nervous, or get in the way of your goals. Be confident. You're a heroine, aren't you?
With his hands being so distracting, I don't feel like much of...
Oh my god!
I know it's an illusion, but it makes me feel better all the same, like his own personal way of telling me that I can do this.
She's talking about, what exactly? I don't fucking know.
Maybe I'm not so sure of myself, but Ricardo believes in me, and if he believes in me, then I owe it to him at least to try to believe in myself. Fine, maybe you're right. He reels back in mock astonishment.
I am? So I am. What a strange feeling this is, being right.
I smack him lightly on the shoulder.
Chill! Why don't you chillax, motherfucker?
Ricardo returns to his seat in the dining area with a different face, leaving me to go back to the counter and buy something to eat. Hi again.
So, the cat lady returns. Know what you'd like this time around?
I managed my best I am absolutely not crazy smile. Yes, thanks. 2 chocolate donuts. Also, wait a minute, what?
Wait, what? Didn't he say that he was gonna make her look like her parents?
2 chocolate donuts, 2 maple glazed, a hot chocolate, and a bottle of water, please.
Coming right up.
James carefully packs everything into a cute little bag tied shut with a red ribbon and slides it across the counter.
Your total is $7.15.
I don't have any change on me, so I place a 10 in his hand. James offers my change with the receipt, but I wave it off. I flash a smile.
Jesus God. He looks so mortified. He's like, oh my god, did you just let me keep this change? Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Dude, do you guys not have like a Subway thing where you have like a little like, tip jar? You know? You dinkus. You drangus. Is there a spider on my hand?
Oh my god. I had no idea this game was gonna give us like another like side character. The detail on this guy, huh?
Oh, sorry, didn't see you there.
No, it's my fault. I was reading the menu.
And here I am blocking it. Sorry about that. Have a nice day.
Why is she being so flirtatious? What?
I start to move past him, but he raises his hand.
Man, I've never been here before. Is there anything you would recommend?
I lift an eyebrow. This is my first time here, so I'm not really the one to ask.
Oh, right. This is literally me when I'm like in like, oh god, what is it? I don't know. Whenever I go into like certain stores, and they're usually like bigger department stores, I'll think a person works there who like doesn't work there, and I'll be like, oh ma'am, and they'll let me finish my question, and then they'll be like, I don't work here, honey, I'm so sorry. Are you visiting from out of town?
No.
I see. I've just never seen a girl like you around before, and I would have noticed someone, so,
He trails off, and then there's a short pause. I'm not sure what, if anything, I should say. Well then, I hope you choose something good.
Wait, I know this is really sudden, but, since you've already got something, would you like to maybe sit down and talk over coffee?
Why would I want to talk over coffee with some guy that I don't know from a can of Oh, that's what's Patreon. If you don't get the flip out of my life. Let's see. Oh, that's what's happening here. I'm kind of in a rush right now, but...
I could just give you my number, and if you wanted to, you could call me whenever you're free.
Well... He doesn't meet my eyes, but he does stand there expectantly, waiting for an answer. This is absolutely not where I was expecting today to go.
Okay, so I get it, right? Like, we're flirting, like, we're being hit on. But we're also in the mission where we're trying to, like, stretch our social feathers out and, like, get information from people. So, like, I don't know. Like, this kind of seems sort of like a dry run that fell from heaven, so I guess take his number. But then it dawns on me. This is my chance. Yeah, girl! Even if we have slightly different reasons to meet up, it doesn't change the fact that I can use this to build a profile on this guy. Besides, Ariadne isn't even real. Okay, dragon, put on your game face and turn up the charm. Or, well, turn up Ariadne's charm. What am I supposed to be? Vapid and chatty? I smiled brightly at him. I love that so much. In fact, I love hanging out with new people or whatever. You just chose a really bad time, but it's okay because, you know... He cuts me off. Rude, but a good sign that I'm being chatty enough, I guess. Yeah, that's great. The guy scribbles his number on a napkin and gives it to me. I glance at the number on the paper, then pocket it. Tucking the paper bag under my arm, I offer him my hand. He shakes it gently. I'm Ariadne, by the way. That's a really pretty name. It means Spider Queen,
You little bitch. Gonna put you in a web. I'm gonna gobble you up.
I flashed him my most sparkly smile. Thanks, I didn't choose it, though. He laughs like it's the most hilarious thing he's ever heard. I'm Arthur. Oh, that's that king guy? That Camelot one? Yeah, you know, the name of the country that your name isn't super far from? Ricardo sees my expression and goes on high alert. What's up? Is something wrong? Who was that guy? Did you want one of these? Huh? No, I'm fine. I'll take the water, though. Yeah, okay. Yeah, leave her to thirst. I managed to concentrate well enough to pocket portal the donuts on the first try, then turn back to Ricardo, handing him the water. Just some guy asking me out. The concern on Ricardo's face slips away. He doesn't look angry or even annoyed, but whatever he's feeling, he's choosing not to let it show. He's not even glamoring himself, but his expression is carefully neutral. That's good. Strangely, in spite of everything, he actually sounds like he means it. I think so. I think I could get a lot of information from him. Smart. He glances at me. So you said yes, then? I took his number. I didn't make any plans or anything. We still need clearance for an extension, after all. By the way, I'm pretty sure this was a scene from his perspective the last time around, so... Ricardo is silent as we continue walking back toward the base. He never says what he's thinking at times like this anyway. If I push, there are only two outcomes. He tells me, or he doesn't. I'm so curious about whatever it is that's bugging him so much, but I don't know better than to ask. He'll tell me when he's ready. Won't he? He lifts the illusion soundlessly, then looks at me. Hey, should I? Instead, I wave him off so I can report to Analyst alone. I need to ask for an extension, and it might be a little awkward to have Ricardo there with his complete profile ready to go. You go on ahead. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Also, she literally went like, I guess he'll talk to me when he's ready. And then he's like, hey, should I talk to you when I'm ready? And she's like, no. You sure? I nodded him. Yeah, I'd rather do this by myself. Ricardo seems strangely disappointed. He returns my nod briskly. If you say so. He walks off down the hall, and I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. What is wrong with me? With us? Our first real assignment together, and not only did I not succeed, but now there's this weirdness hanging between us. Also, something that happens with this game and the other visual novel that I'm playing right now, False Streak, is that they seem to say the person's they seem to say characters' names a lot when they don't need to. You could have really said he here. If he's right here and he's called Ricardo and we're seeing all this, you could just say he walks off. Who else is gonna be there to walk off? If only you two and this guy were in the scene, you know? Anyway, this is a nitpick, but, you know, it like stacks up. Analyst, I'm checking in. He responds almost immediately. For some reason, I have the strangest sensation that he's been waiting for me to speak. Dragon, welcome. Was your mission a success? I let out an awkward laugh. It was enlightening, that's for certain. I take that to mean that it was not. What seems to have been the problem? I swallowed deeply. Not exactly. It's true that there weren't a lot of suitable targets at the pastry shop. For example, I tried the clerk, but I'm gonna be honest. By the way, I'm gonna be honest. What is her power? What is her power still? I don't understand. I really don't want to go into the details. Analyst will read everything in my report anyway. Let's just say that I was hoping I could get an extension. My voice sounds small even to me, but Analyst's reply is gentle.
Are you unable to complete the mission even now? There's still daylight.
Well, there is the fact that my mission partner and I are... Are what, exactly? We're not really fighting, but there's definitely something not quite right. I don't really want to bring that up, though. I got a lead, but it's not one I can finish in a day. If possible, I'd like time to pursue it. Analyst doesn't respond immediately.
Anal. Your report isn't in, so I cannot give you clearance quite yet, but when you fill it out, I will consult the director. Did you cooperate well with Glamour?
I wish I could ask Analyst for help, but that just seems like I'm involving him in, for lack of a better word, weird love stuff. I try to be as general as possible. Glamour's objectives were cleared.
I'm glad to hear it. Is that all?
I shake my head slightly, trying to refocus on the task at hand. I can't be completely occupied with Ricardo, even if I am worried about him. Also, yes, it doesn't escape me, the irony doesn't escape me, that from Ricardo's perspective too, he was also like, what are we? And now in her perspective, from Dragon's or Carmelita's perspective, she's also like, what are we? Are we fighting? Are we... It's times like these that I wish I had a roommate, someone to talk to about these feelings. The bed beside me is empty, mainly by my parents' request. If other people knew what I looked like, they thought, it'd cause me nothing but trouble. Wait, on a intergalactic spaceship, at the very least intersolar spaceship, full of a bunch of people with other crazy powers, like that one camouflage guy that Ricardo gets into a fight with, and they're thinking that she's the alien? Ugh, lame. I take a seat on my bed, pressing my face into my hands. I should think this through. I want our relationship...
That's her and Ricardo's?
...to be strong, but I don't know what to do about it. What is going on with us? Is it me? Is it him? Damn! So, like, this is all it takes for her to have doubt, is just for, like, Ricardo kind of feels a little distant, and he's wondering the same things. Bro, this is weird. Because it's like, is it him? I don't want to get too confrontational. Is it me? You want to be introspective, but I also don't want it to kind of turn into like an impetus for a breakup where she goes, it's not you, it's me. You know what I mean? So, we're taking this to the streets of Google.
Okay, well, it looks like we have a bit of a problem here. This visual novel was not popular enough to get a fucking walkthrough guide, so I just went to the Itch.io page and just got a stupid synopsis.
But also, there's a sequel? There's a sequel? Where? When? Oh my god. Oh, I need it. I need it! It'll be about a single pair, but not one from the original game. Interesting. I like that and I hate that, because I want to see the characters from the original game get bigger, like, get more developed, but I also want the world to be more developed too, and so this develops more of the world. Funny. Does that mean we won't see any members of the original cast? I'll leave that up to your imagination. Hi, my name's Rachel, and I leave up things to your imagination. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking, okay? I'm gonna go with, is it him? Because here's the deal. It seems to be, I have a hunch, and just from what I've played, because I've already played 2 of the other stories thus far, it seems like people are too stuck in their heads in this game, and therefore introspection is not the way to go. But instead to sort of confront him and be like, get him out of his head, because the worst he can do, I would imagine, is for him to go like, well, my problem is that I've just been in my head, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to chase his ass. I wonder if it's him who's the problem. Ever since we started dating, he's acted so differently that I can't help but wonder how he expects me to react. I think back to how close he gets to me sometimes. Not just that, but even the way he's looked at me has changed. I used to be comfortable, but now he looks at me the way he does. I almost don't know how to react. I mutter under my breath. If you weren't so close all the time, maybe things would have never changed between us. I care about him, really I do, but when he gets close to me, I just feel so overwhelmed. This feels weird. Maybe we should backtrack a little bit. Yeah, girl, damn, I was hoping for some horny. Not back to friends, but something more than that. But then, I don't want to hurt him either. If I push him away, that might just end up making things that much worse. Maybe we jumped into this whole boyfriend-girlfriend arrangement too fast. Maybe we should have thought this through. I think back to that one visual novel I played without romance, where it was like an arranged marriage. I let out a little sigh, frowning as I flop onto my back and stare at the ceiling. Wish I could tell him that, but I would never. I hear a knock on my dorm room door. Who is it? I look at the panel, but there's no one there. Hello? Dragon? Oh! The familiar voice surprises me. It's Glassmaker, Ricardo's old roommate. We haven't spoken since he moved out of Ricardo's room, and I'm still not sure why. Ricardo never told me when I asked, so the door slides open and shuts as the invisible natural walks into my room. Oh my god, dude, it's literally translucent from the boys. Also, this is now the perspective we're seeing from her, where she takes his flower into her hair, right? Hey, you're that trainee from Team K, Glassmaker, right? How are you? I've told you time and time again. You should just call me Victor. The chair spins as he presumably sits in it. Right. Anyway, what brings you in? You, actually. I got you something. There's a rustling plastic sound as a hibiscus bouquet appears, the brilliant red flowers bundled beautifully together. I wonder for a second where they'd come from, but then I remember that Glassmaker can make things invisible too. I reach out, then pull back my hand, staring at the flowers in bewilderment. What are these for? It's a congratulatory bouquet. Think of it as a sort of physical congratulations on receiving your first unsupervised mission. I heard about it, by the way. Oh, wow! I lean in, taking a deep whiff of the rich, sweet smell. Hibiscus is absolutely my favorite. Ricardo used to make flower crown illusions of them for me to wear when we were kids. You definitely shouldn't have. I lean away, scratching my neck slightly. You know Glamour and I actually had a joint mission. Are these for him too? Because if not, I wouldn't feel right accepting these without one for him too. Well, actually, they're just for you. I blink, looking from the flowers to the space above them, where I assume his face would be. Don't look so surprised. I just feel like you probably worked hard, and when I saw this bouquet, I thought you probably worked hard. They're both so beautiful, after all. Beautiful? His compliments are embarrassing, but more than that, I have a feeling that his gesture is somehow loaded? It seems weird for him to buy flowers for me and not Ricardo, especially... Stop playing Skyrim. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. No.
Hey everybody.
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Ryan here, and today we're playing Pairs.
This is part 8 of Pairs, still on Carmelita's route here. We've already brushed through Ricardo and James, and we're at the part where Glassmaker over here is wanting to give us a flower. And from Ricardo's point of view, I remembered, because we had played that, Ricardo was like, bro, that really, like, freaks me out, that, like, you took his gift, you fucking slut. So this time around, we are just gonna say no. Reject him. Normally I'd take them, but he's being shady. It's too suspicious for there not to be an ulterior motive of some kind. Which kind of messes with the canonality of the continuity, that's the word I'm thinking of, hello. With Ricardo's story, because then we never took them, so, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't think I should take them from you. The flowers droop slightly. You don't like them? I shake my head. Well, I mean, I do, but I don't think it's right for me to accept them. I don't want to lead you on. Lead me on? They're just flowers. The insistence only serves to make me more suspicious. Of course, it's not the flowers themselves that are the problem. I try not to roll my eyes. Even so, Glassmaker, I'm dating Ricardo. It doesn't seem right for me to take such a personal gift from you, so I trail off. Thank you, but no thank you. Well, and this is the thing, right? You know Glassmaker doesn't like Ricardo, so, like, it is kind of slighting from him to give Ricardo's girlfriend a gift, you know? He doesn't respond right away. The bouquet of flowers lowers until it faces the ground. You could at least call me Victor, you know. Excuse me? Nothing. He places the bouquet on the bed. Well, I really want you to have it, so I'll just leave it here. If you hate it that much, just throw them away or something. It's not like I have any use for them.
But the door opens and shuts before I can finish my sentence. That was unexpected. I check the clock, letting out a sigh.
Time for me to go to the grocery store.
We're both quiet. He said, we're both quiet until we're absolutely certain we've gotten far enough away and that nobody's noticed us leaving.
I'm assuming this refers to her and Ricardo. This is such a weird snap of a scene from the last scene that I was in with the translucent guy. But oh shit, dude. I like this song. Hold up. Okay. Alright, well, on that note, let's go back.
The park is the easiest to get to since either of us spends any money. We'll be tracked easily.
Wait, what? Really? Even cash? Also, the park doesn't have any money? What about vending machines? What about ice cream men?
It's the best choice I think we could have made. I glance at Ricardo's face. He looks carefully thoughtful.
I can't believe we're really sneaking out.
I kind of agree with him. I just wanted to talk about us, but the way that conversation went, it seemed like coming out of here was inevitable no matter what. I lift my shoulders mildly in response. You're the one who said you wanted it to be just like old times. He looks over at me, his voice tinged with amusement.
True, but I didn't think you'd actually...
He freezes in fear as a police car flies down past the entrance to the park, sirens blaring. But it's not for us.
Wait, what? Oh, because they snuck out. Oh, okay.
It speeds past us, my fears unfounded. I glance towards Ricardo, and the moment our eyes meet, we burst out laughing. I'm glad we came here. It feels like it's been so long since I've had a breath of fresh air.
I'm right there with you.
I smile and sit down on a park bench.
So what do we do now?
I hadn't thought that far, honestly. Anything we want, I guess? He lets out a sigh, and I settle down further into the bench a little, watching the sunset. I notice, though, that Ricardo is looking at me. What?
Seriously, what do we do now? What? I want to make out! Alright, so we got two options. More of the past of what we used to be, more of the future of what we want to be. I'm going with this.
We could indulge ourselves a little. I haven't had a good milkshake in a while.
There's an ice cream parlor about a block away. What did I say? I literally said... Yeah, I literally said this, dude. I was like, how are you at a park, and yet, like, you're not even, like, going towards the ice cream man? I mean, it's nighttime, he's not there, but then why isn't the park closed at the same time, dude? Aren't parks like public property, and public property normally shuts down after sunset, but whatever.
Is there? I've never been too great with directions, but... Wait a second, how do you know? Ricardo flashes me a smug smile.
Just because we haven't been going out like we used to doesn't mean I haven't. I've been fucking girls left and right now.
The shock must appear on my face because he laughs brightly. Well, since you know the way. Fine, let's get ice cream, but we have to hurry back here, though. I want to watch the fireflies come out.
Let me see.
He looks thoughtful.
Well, since you want to enjoy the park, why don't you just stay here? I'll be right back.
But, I squeeze my thighs. I squeeze my eyes shut, concentrating on calming the pounding in my ass, my chest. Didn't I promise myself I have to tell him how I feel so he doesn't get the wrong impression? He waits patiently. Wasn't the whole point of this so that we could, you know, spend a bit of time together?
Duo, you shit.
You shit on my chest right now. You shit on my chest.
I'll be right back. Don't miss me too much.
The touch is so gentle but still manages to render me speechless. Ricardo seems to be transitioning so easily, but he still makes me feel nervous. A good kind of nervous, but nervous all the same. He's not long gone before he returns with the largest strawberry milkshake I've ever seen and 2 rainbow-colored swirly straws in his shivering hands. He lights up when he sees me.
I wasn't sure the swirly straws work so well with milkshakes, but they paired them, so who am I to question an ice cream professional?
Paired them, you say? Paired? He sets the cup down between us on the bench and hands me a straw.
You get the first sip.
I snort. When we were children, he would have never.
I stop the thought in its tracks. Reminiscing is one thing, but I have to keep in mind that we're not children anymore. I look at him, taking in his broad shoulders and tall frame.
Oh yeah.
My stomach twists. When did he become a man? It's absolutely amazing. Ricardo looks at me strangely.
You haven't even sipped it yet.
I take a long draft of the milkshake, shaken by my thighs. That was an assessment from the future, and I was right. This is absolutely amazing. He smiles, seeming to buy my cover-up. After a few minutes, the first spot of light appears in the air in front of us. I gesture at it and nudge Ricardo with my elbow.
Yes?
Why do you think they're called lightning bugs?
What?
Fireflies. Some people call them lightning bugs. Ricardo crosses his legs, his arm around the back of the bench and touching my shoulders lightly. It feels natural to lean into him, just a little, so I do. I wonder when he put it there.
I guess because of the way they only flare up for a second or two. You know, like a lightning flash.
I don't know. When I think of lightning, I think of something a lot more intense. That was honestly such an honest answer. Like, what an honest he's, because most people, right, would respond with either being like, well, you see, lightning is synonymous with thunder, and they're also called no, I don't know. Or he would have been like, the fuck? I don't know, bitch. Like,
it could be really intense for the fireflies.
You mean it's like a bug-sized lightning strike in their butts?
Yes. Yes. Yeah?
Ricardo chuckles.
No, I mean... Well, yeah, actually, I guess that's what I mean. What if it feels like lightning to them?
Well, I feel like if it did, we must have made some sort of rendezvous or communication with them to ask, right? And we haven't really communicated with them because they're lightning bugs for them to tell us that it feels like lightning, so that certainly wasn't part of the naming process. I feel a sense of thrill. God damn it, he's got me thinking about this. It's a stupid conversation, but we're talking so normally. That's kind of cute.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of. Ricardo, rather than saying anything more on the subject, takes a long drink from our milkshake. I decide to join him from my own straw. Our eyes meet, and when I smile, I'm glad to see that he is too. I lean forward a little so that our foreheads touch again, mine smooth and scaly and his soft and fleshy, but he doesn't seem to notice. How are you feeling?
What do you mean? Also, shouldn't hers be sharp and scaly?
Well, you know, earlier. You don't want to go do something else instead? We don't have to stay here. I want you to have fun, you know.
Oh, that.
He pulls his face away, just enough space for a firefly to float lazily between us, lightning blinking twice.
I'm feeling pretty good. I know we said we don't have fun anymore, Carmelita, and trust me, I'm glad we did this. But I want you to know that as long as we have some real time together, I don't really care what we do. I just want to spend more time with you. Quality time like this, away from training and analyst and hero work.
He pulls away from me.
Our future is serious. We won't always be able to sneak out and go get ice cream whenever we want to. The time to have these kinds of moments is slipping away, and I feel like I don't always know where we stand.
As he talks, I'm distracted by the hair hanging in my face. I brush a few strands away, rearranging them slightly before dropping my hand.
Your hair or his?
You know, I admit, sometimes I don't know either. I'm still learning, and sometimes it might seem like I'm distant, but that's only because I get nervous. I believe in us, Ricardo. I'm willing to figure this weirdness out, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
This is so adorable!
He meets my eyes, flashing me a rare, full smile.
I know, Carmelita.
I'm quiet for a little while, just enjoying being near Ricardo. The world seems to slow down, letting us take the night at our own pace as the cars go by, the moon above us slowly making its creeping journey across the sky. At some point, I'm not sure how long it's been, I think I noticed that Ricardo's hand has moved a little closer to mine. 5 fingers, same as mine, and yet I feel so strange looking at them.
Take his hand, see what will happen.
What? What is this like? This is like that weird like choice games on mobile that are like,
there's a girl in your bed. Kiss her. Pee on her and disgrace her family name. Like,
Take his hand, right? Right? Don't visual novels like the Carpe Diem answer? I swallow, then look away from his hand, willing it to move despite my heart pounding in my chest. My hand drifts over to his, hooking my pinky around his. I see him look at me, but I don't dare look. When he pulls away, the disappointment surges across my chest, until I feel his fingers tentatively intertwine with mine. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. He must have heard me because I feel Ricardo's hand giving me a comforting squeeze. I close my eyes. I just want to rest here with him for a little while. The sound of the city washes over me. I sit back comfortably and listen to the crickets chirping, the cars rushing by, the gentle rustling of the leaves in the breeze. I don't know how the future will go or how long we'll be with each other. Being a hero is a tough job, and even our teams won't last forever. After all, one day, some of the team could be killed. We could be transferred to different parts of the world. Even if we did manage to stick together, we can't save ourselves from getting older. If something happened to Ricardo, I pull it all out of my head. I just go. With the two of us together, I can't imagine anything going wrong. What? Ricardo shakes me gently by the shoulder.
Carmelita, you fell asleep.
I yawn drowsily, then cling closer to him. Yeah, it's nighttime.
We should get back.
I know I should stand, but I can't find the strength in me. I press myself close to Ricardo's side, refusing to move. He sighs, but then I feel the sensation of being lifted. I wrap my arms around his neck so he doesn't drop me. Tossing the empty milkshake cup into a nearby trash can, Ricardo takes a few staggering steps, but he winces at the weight, my sleepy body just a little too heavy for him. I open my eyes and tease him mildly, rubbing my eyes. Naturals, they just don't make him like they used to.
All this from a person still in the throes of sleep, eh? Huh. More mouthy than expected.
His voice is level, but that doesn't change the fact that he was seriously straining. I smile and bump him lightly in the arm. Come on, Twiggy, let's go home. We stroll slowly back through the park, wanting to get back into bed soon, but at the same time, not really in any rush to get there. I'm a little too sleepy to be trusted with directions, so I follow Ricardo and trust that he'll lead me the right way back home. I think we go a little off course. Could be he's secretly just as tired as I am, but we finally turn a corner and I'm reoriented. One of the entrances to the base is right over there. And just as I'm about to step onto the sidewalk, the crosswalks are... Also, oh wow, what is happening here? This took a dark turn. Also, I thought we were in outer space. We're not in outer space? What the... Ricardo grabs my hand and pulls me into an alleyway. What? What is it?
Look over there, at the bus station.
I squint and try to make it out, but it's a little too far away and the street lamps aren't quite bright enough for me to see what he's talking about. I don't see anything.
Over there, by the station, there's a guy sitting down. You recognize him?
The distant bench swims into focus and I realize I do. Is that... And it is. It's definitely the guy from the pastry shop. Ricardo, thinking I still don't recognize him, mutters under his breath.
What was his name? Artemis?
Arthur?
Right.
I stand there, my feet rooted in place. Ricardo looks at me.
Well?
Well, what?
Well, now's the perfect chance for you to complete the mission. Go over there and talk to him.
Oh, I thought he was stalking them. Hey everybody, welcome back to part 9 of Pairs. This is Ryan Sierres, and we have decided we're going to go talk to Arthur from the pastry shop. It's weird to get all flirty with someone while I should be with Ricardo, but I want to be a hero. And I'm not the only one. I know that Ricardo, at least, wants me to be one too. He's always been here to support me, and I want him to feel that support was worth his time and mine. I straighten, swallowing hard. I'll do it. I'll go and talk to him.
Good.
I just need...
I know.
Ricardo shuts his eyes and concentrates on creating my old illusion from before. I try to wait patiently, but the anticipation makes my knees shake. I need something more than reassuring words and that little smile he does. I need... strength. I slowly reach for him, taking his face in both of my hands. He opens his eyes immediately.
What are you?
But the words fade away as he sees just how close my face is to his. Can I kiss you? He stares into my eyes, and the way he glances at my lips tells me that he doesn't really want me to say no. But he doesn't say yes. But he doesn't say yes. Why? I don't have the words. His voice sounds unsure. This isn't like you, so... I'm scared, alone, I'm not strong enough, but I feel like being with you will give me the strength I need. He looks at me, the look in his eyes gentle. Wait, what? Didn't we just ask him for a kiss? The fuck? Peck us back, dick! Carmelita, you already have the strength you need. You don't need to do something like this. But what if I want to? He lifts his shoulders slightly and doesn't respond, but he doesn't move away either. I pull him lower so that his face is the same level as mine and press my lips to his. There we go. Smooch! Smooch! Ricardo doesn't move at first, but then I feel his hands trail up my back to pull me a little closer. Oh, yeah! His mouth thaws, and I can feel his lips warmly, gingerly stroking mine. The kiss is unrushed, unhurried, and for a second I wish that I'd thought to kiss him earlier. Is this what it means to change? It's funny. There's a tingle in my stomach, but it feels different. A good different. I don't feel nervous at all. Ricardo straightens, and when our eyes meet, I grin at him. He gives me a little smile in return, then sighs, his voice light and mildly teasing. You know, it's one thing to try to be all mature about this, doing this reconfiguring of our relationship to understand how to make us work. It's another to watch you run off from our date to go flirt with some other guy and make me help you do it. He lifts an eyebrow at me, but I just look at him. What are you saying? Oh, just that I would love some sign of appreciation for the sacrifices I'm making here. I lean in, this time feeling bolder. Ricardo leans forward in a way I would call eager if I didn't know Ricardo well. When he gets close, instead of kissing him again, I press my cheek against his, speaking low enough in his ear for him to hear me. Don't you have some concentrating to do? I catch a flash of his teeth, his laughter silent as he steps back and shuts his eyes again. I bet you've been catching a lot of flashes of this guy's teeth. This time I managed to wait out the entire process without messing up. Thank you, Glamour. He nods once. Ariadne. The name of my cover makes me smile. I'll be right back. Stay out of sight, okay? But I didn't even have to say it. He's already gone. I cross the street and head towards the bus station where Arthur is sitting. Hey, Arthur, right? Ricardo looks at me, smiling. It went well. I know. I tilt my head, curiously. How? You kept out of sight, right? He laughs. It's the strings. Sometimes when we're connected, he trails off. It's complicated and I don't know how it works yet, sorry. Okay, well, will you tell me eventually, like in the sequel that's not about you? He nods. Of course. I know you do, Carmelita. Ricardo holds out his hand for a high five. When I reach out to slap my palm against his, my hand is back to normal. I didn't even notice the change. Come on, let's go back home. I follow him further down the alleyway, trailing my claws against the dirty wall. I love a good dirty wall. When I get back from a long day at work, I want a good dirty wall. The gentle scraping sound is soothing somehow, at least to me. We make our way through the maze of alleyways, crossing over onto the WPP's property line through the window and weaving it until I can pee. I let out a quiet sigh. Calm, curiosity, confusion. I don't know how to read him clearly, but then he settles on a half smile, an expression I mirror back. I just thought, you squeeze my hand sometimes, but in general we don't always hold hands very often, do we? Yeah, we're not like one of those couples always holding hands and shit. Gay. Nope. He hesitates. I would like it if we did that more often. Me too. He takes my hand in his. We go the rest of the way back home in silence, but everything feels okay, like there's nothing that really needs to be said right now. I can't sleep. Dreams of what we could be keep the lure of sleep away from me. What are you talking about? I can't put my finger on it, but somehow I feel like I'm changing. In a good way. Oh, okay. The idea makes my throat catch. Ricardo and I. It was confusing sometimes, but the feelings I've had lately, I'm certain about them. They're different, but I can't imagine letting them go. It's true that I want Ricardo to be here with me, and I want our friendship to be strong, but I don't want to let go of the way he sometimes looks at me and doesn't look at me, the way he sometimes says my name, the way... Oh, God! The way he glances at my lips from across the room. I want both. The relief I feel serves as a sedative, and I find myself sinking deeper into the throes of sleep. Yo, anybody who's into this game, can you make a walkthrough? Maybe, fuck it, you know what? I might have to make a walkthrough, I don't know. It's taken a few days to get to this point, but I'm finally here. I sit down at the foot of Ricardo's bed and wait for him to wake up. I take the time to reflect on what I'm going to say when he finally does. It takes a bit longer than I expected. He's probably tired from staying up late, finishing up mission reports, but eventually he shifts underneath his blanket and sits up in bed. Carmelita, what are you doing here? I want both. She just walks up to him, her eyes glazed over, her arms out like a zombie.
I want both. I want both.
I imagine myself reaching out and running my hands through his hair. I'm not there, but one day I hope to be. I keep my voice light. Your hair is a mess.
Mm-hmm. Just woke up.
I sit gingerly on the bed. Then, before I can second-guess myself, I stretch myself on the outside of it. The sheets are between us, but I don't think I've ever seen Ricardo's eyes so wide. Do you mind if I lie down here with you? He opens his mouth to respond, but no words come out. He takes a moment to find his words.
I think you're already doing that. Let me put on a shirt first, at least.
There was a time when he wouldn't have cared about something like that, but even that makes me smile as I wait for him to get comfortable.
Now we're talking. This is not a shirt. This is like an undershirt and like an overly like flannel shirt thing. What's going on?
I wanted to talk about that night. That seems to get his attention, his eyes suddenly bright and alert.
Is everything okay?
I think so. After we snuck out, I just needed to sleep on some stuff and figure out how to say it to you.
Okay.
And he waits, looking at me patiently. He's always so patient with me. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is a face of patience right here. This like half scowl.
I stare at the ceiling from the bed. It's easier to stare at the ceiling because if I look into his face, I'm certain I'll have a heart attack.
Just a big old, you know what I mean? Like,
I've always been with you, but the last 2 months with you were really different for me. Ever since before we started dating, everything had always been so great whenever I was with you that I didn't understand how I was supposed to change. I was so happy either way that I didn't get the difference. I glance at him quickly. He's still staring at me intently, but Ricardo's expression doesn't change. Even though he looks like he wants to speak, his mouth doesn't budge an inch as I air my thoughts. The way he listens to me, really listens, is just another thing I really like about him. Like when guys listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. You're my best friend, my partner, and I really, really care about you, Ricardo. I've always thought that. No matter what, as long as we're together, everything would be okay, but that night made me realize something I think I've known for a long time. I squeeze my eyes shut, my throat itching as I squeeze out the words. I'm holding you back.
wait, what? 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 Okay, let me just say, I don't believe I made any choice to have this happen. Like, I didn't pick anything like that is making her say this now.
I really care about you, Ricardo, and because I care about you, I've always known that you don't really care about hero training. I know you hate the idea of becoming a hero even more. I thought it would be okay if we chose intrigue together instead of applying for offensive, but let's be real. I can't keep dragging you around with me and expecting you to be happy. You should be out doing what you really want to do, not staying here with me just because you feel obligated to be or something. I stare down at my hands. I really want to do this with you, but even more than that, I want you to be doing what you want to do. Ricardo was quiet for a long time, then he reaches over and takes my left hand in both of his.
You're not the only one going through some changes.
I'm not?
No, you're not. I have a confession to make. I just might be starting to not completely hate the idea of working for the World Protection Program. I mean, let's be real. Do I think the idea of tags is stupid? Definitely. Am I annoyed by the fact that certified heroes are practically celebrities when we do what we should? Very. But hero work itself? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't care when we first started this whole thing, and even the pre-training courses didn't do much for me. But when we were out in the field together, I kind of enjoyed the challenge.
You did? He nods once.
And another thing. To tell you the truth, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. What I really want the most in the world is to be with you. You're like lavender, almond, avocado tea, my girl. Seeing the pride you take in your work, the way you just know you're going to be a hero, the way you've always known, that makes me happy.
As long as we can still remember who we really are, maybe sneak out every once in a while, I can't complain.
He smiles.
I was happy to be your friend. I'm even happier to be your boyfriend. There's nothing else I can ask for. And I think my parents would be really happy for us too.
Neither of us say anything for a little while. I look at him. He looks at me. A mutual understanding, something that wasn't there before, passes between us. When Ricardo reaches out towards me, I will myself not to move, not because I'm afraid, but because my heart is pounding so hard that I'm sure he'll hear it. My eyes squeezed shut. I wait for the kiss, but I'm surprised with the sound of Ricardo chuckling.
Okay, I get it. At least, I think I do. Do you not like being kissed?
He rubs his neck, wincing slightly.
Or do you not like kissing me? I'll admit it's kind of depressing to imagine that this is all because of me, but it wouldn't hurt to talk about it.
I open an eye. This is going to sound so stupid. This is going to sound so stupid. I speak as quickly as possible. It's not what you think. I mean, Ricardo, my heart is pounding really hard right now.
What?
I don't know if you'll want to hear this, but being around you just makes me so nervous. My heart starts beating so fast that I don't know how to react. You always seem so comfortable transitioning. Like I looked over and you were suddenly more than my best friend. You became my boyfriend and you were just so good at it. You never seemed nervous or embarrassed or shy, just strong and steady.
Wins the race.
Ricardo doesn't respond. Not in words, anyway. He stares at me, holding out his hand. I place my hand into his with uncertainty, and he pulls it towards him, pressing it flatly against his chest. At first, I don't understand.
You never understood shit.
Ricardo smiles, stroking my cheek with his thumb.
Honestly, I don't let myself even think about it, and when I can't just ignore my thoughts, then I figure even though I feel nervous that it's a good kind of nervous. It's exciting, too. If it doesn't feel that way for you, then maybe you're just not ready for this?
Ricardo's expression is serious, but as I look into his eyes, all I can feel is the warmth of his hand on mine. I reflect on Ricardo's words for a moment, echoing him. Not ready. I look at his lips, then I meet his eyes again. I want to kiss him. Let's try again.
Try again?
Yeah. I squeeze his hand and scoot a little closer on the bed, looking him in the eyes. I take a deep breath to relax as he smiles reassuringly.
You sure you're ready?
I touch his cheek lightly with my free hand, drawing his face down a little closer. My pulse quickens. I'm nervous. And excited. And I know that I'm not alone. Yeah. He leans forward, then waits, his eyes shut as he anticipates the feeling of his lips against mine. I lean forward myself to seal the space between us, and as his soft lips touch mine, I feel at peace. I know we'll be okay.
Okay, one thing... Finally! I'm so glad I got a good ending. See, this is why I did Carmelita immediately after, like, the last part with, Ricardo. The last route, rather. Because I was like, oh, I know I can get a good ending. Come on, dog. One thing about that last scene there... I get that they were trying to be like, oh my god, she's so nervous, it's so cute, and let's kind of build it up to something that's like cute and romantic in the last few moments. But honestly, it just kind of felt like it was about to go dark again, and I was like, what the fuck? So maybe close that scene a little bit, like tighten that scene up a little bit, because it was lasting a little too long. I thought something dark was going to happen again. Thanks for coming out to the barbecue tonight, Jeffrey. Thank you for coming out to the barbecue tonight, Maxwell. Thank you for coming out to the barbecue tonight, Hyena. Okay, well, without further ado, this has been Pears, Carmelita route. Stay tuned for part 10, part 11, and part 12. The final 3 parts, where I'm going to be doing Kitten Pink. Alright, so real quick here, before we start part 10, I want to give a little teaser. So let's go with the girl with the big thighs, the big alien invading thighs.
Humans always blow things out of proportion. When I was young, my father taught me a lesson that I never forgot. If you don't want your things taken from you, then you must learn to protect them. Anything less is a disgrace. I duck into the alleyway for cover, tossing a liquid fire capsule behind me. I'm tempted to shut my eyes for the coming blitz, but I need to be alert. 5, 4, 3, 2...
I relish in the explosion, the sound, the flash of light as it bursts, the heat curling around me as the humans as car sirens shriek all around me like a harmonious cacophonic symphony. Cacophonic symphony. Cacophonic symphony. Okay, well, there's your teaser. Voicing her is going to be a lot of fun. Because Carmelita was like this shy drag, but this girl is like going to be like off the walls. This is pretty much, I mean, this girl is pretty much going to be the Harley Quinn kind of character of this series. So let's enjoy that. Okay.